What if Sunday Keys wasn't just the core of your worship keys rig, but a foundational platform that made it easy for you to use any instrument plugin on the market today in your live worship keys rig, like the incredible modeled sounds in Pianoteq? Or these incredibly lush pads from the folks at Audiokit. And if we hop over to Mac, incredible audio units like Keyscape and Omnisphere from Spectrasonics. We've always thought Sunday Keys is more than just a template and collection of sounds, and today is your first look at plugin hosting inside of the Sunday Keys app. This new feature will allow you to host instrument plugins inside of the standalone Sunday Keys app. On iPad, that means you can host AUv3 instrument plugins that you can download or purchase from the iPad App Store. And on Mac, you'll be able to host both AUv3 instrument plugins that you download from the Mac App Store, as well as AUv2 audio unit plugins that you can purchase or find anywhere online. Now make sure you watch this video through, because I'm gonna be sharing some of my favorite AUv3 plugins that you'll be able to try out hosting inside of the Sunday Keys app. And later on, we'll have all the information you need about when you'll be able to get started with plugin hosting for yourself. Let me walk you through how this works inside of Sunday Keys. I'm gonna create a new patch, and we'll just name it plugin hosting. Now, when you're working with plugin hosting, you can mix these sounds in right alongside the Sunday Keys core library. So let's start off with something from Sunday Keys. I'm just gonna grab All Reliable, pull in the SK Grand Room, and that sounds like this. And all the audio you're gonna be hearing in this demo is the straight recorded output of the app with no post-processing applied. Now let's add in an AUv3 plugin that I've purchased from the iPad App Store. This is one of my favorite AUv3 plugins. In fact, it might be my favorite right now. So I'm just gonna hit Add Sound, choose third-party plugins from the list, and now I can see all of the third-party AUv3 plugins that are downloaded on my iPad right now. So I can browse, find the one that I'm looking for. In this example, I'm gonna choose the Audiokit folder, and then choose King of Digital, and then I'm gonna press Add Sound. Now the plugin interface automatically opens up the first time you add that sound to a patch, so you can go ahead and choose the preset you'd like, get it dialed in, and then be ready to play. I'm gonna confirm this right now, just so I can bring the volume of this piano down, so we can hear just King of Digital, and I can get back to that plugin view anytime by just tapping AUv3 in the top right corner of the sound module. So here we are inside of the King of Digital AUv3 plugin by the incredible folks over at Audiokit. This is the welcome preset. Let's hear how it sounds. Let's grab the next preset. Awesome. So everything you'd expect from your plugins is available when hosting inside of the Sunday Keys app. So I can view the oscillators, modulation, effects, sequencing. I can browse presets. I can search for presets, save presets. All of this is going to be recalled anytime I load in this patch. And I can even export this sound to my user library, include it in a shared set list, put it in a cloud backup, and everything's going to be recalled just as it was. And I can use this right alongside my core Sunday Keys sounds. So let me bring this piano back in. Super airy, very lush, chimey. Let me go ahead and add a warm pad from Sunday Keys into this mix. I'm gonna bring this Coastal Path pad in. And of course, there's full support for using Sunday Keys' built-in audio and MIDI effects on your hosted plugins as well. So if I wanted to, I could add an easy chord effect if I wanted to trigger some chords for this, or I could add a chorus effect right here. Maybe a touch more reverb. We will choose this cathedral preset and really wash this pad out. Just softens it up a little bit. Beautiful. Then we could save this to a snapshot as well, and then the next time we want to grab the snapshot, all those settings are going to seamlessly transition. Let me go ahead and add one more AUv3 plugin here. I'm going to choose Add Sound for Sound Module 4, third-party plugins. I'm going to choose this Moog folder. I'm going to pull in the Model D plugin. This is an incredible recreation of the Model D analog synth from back in the day, and it sounds super, super good. Any plugin view can be expanded by hitting this little icon in the bottom left corner. So if you want to see the full view, access additional controls in the visual that might be displayed at full screen, you can just tap that anytime. So first I'm going to bring the volume down. I know this plugin starts pretty loud. Let's hear how this sounds. Woo! It is really big and powerful. Still a little bit loud. Bring the volume down here. Okay, awesome. I'm going to confirm these changes. I'm going to adjust the layer range. Let's use this as a synth bass. I'm going to set that down here. Open this plugin back up. A little bit bright. I'm going to bring that down here in the plugin. Nice, and I could go over to the EQ if I wanted to and carve out a bit of frequency in the middle here. Kind of thin that sound out a little bit so it's not getting in the way of the piano and pad. When I'm done, I can just confirm. Now, as I mentioned, when you're hosting an instrument plugin inside of Sunday Keys, everything you'd expect continues to function. You can adjust the layer range, add audio and MIDI effects, save snapshots with custom snapshot transitions, and adjust EQ and compression. We've also added the ability for you to bypass the mod wheel for any individual hosted plugin. So if the mod wheel is something you rely on for your core Sunday Keys sounds, but it's maybe doing something in a plugin that you would like to bypass, you can just go ahead and open settings for that hosted plugin and choose block mod wheel. Then the mod wheel just won't be passed through to that hosted plugin, and you'll be good to go. Now, many instrument plugins have built-in preset management, and you can interact with and save to those presets exactly as you'd expect. But you can also export an entire sound that uses plugin hosting to your user sound library inside of Sunday Keys. That would recall not just the plugin settings, but also any audio and MIDI effects adjustments, the layer range, compression, EQ, all of those sorts of things. So if you have a default go-to hosted plugin sound that you'd like to be easily able to pull into any patch, just export that sound to your library within sound settings. And then the next time you pull that into any patch, those settings will immediately be recalled and you'll be good to go. All the cloud backups you make will also include any user library sounds and patches that include third-party plugins. And you can even share set lists that use third-party instrument plugins. Just make sure the person receiving that set list has the same plugins installed on their device. And if they don't, they'll still be able to open the shared set list, and then they'll receive a message letting them know what's missing. And you can even do this from iPad to Mac and vice versa if the same plugins are installed on those devices too. Speaking of Mac, let's hop over to Mac Screen Share because I want to give you a quick look at what it's like to share two of my favorite audio units of all time, Keyscape and Omnisphere, inside of Sunday Keys. But first, one quick request. If you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to the channel, would you please hit the subscribe button right now? Help us hit 100,000 subscribers. We would really appreciate the support. Okay, over to Mac. Now, when you're using the Mac format, you can host both any AUv3 instrument plugin, and you can browse those in the Mac App Store. And there are some cool ones that are available on both Mac and iPad. For example, the Model D plugin and a Moog, and there's some other ones out there as well. Not only can you use those AUv3 instrument plugins, but you can also host any audio unit instrument plugin. If you're not familiar with the difference, AUv3 is a newer standard from Apple, and those run on iPad and on Mac. Audio units are an older standard, and they don't necessarily have to be downloaded or purchased from the Mac App Store. You can find them online and purchase them directly from the developer. So we're inside of the Mac format of Sunday Keys now, and we can load in AUv3 plugins, of course, but we can also host instrument audio units. So I'm going to click Add Sound, Third-Party Plugins, and let's go to the Spectrasonics folder and pull in maybe my favorite plugin of all time, Keyscape. And we're just going to load in Preset 1, this beautiful LA Custom C7 Grand. Just gorgeous. And there's tons of great stuff in Keyscape. This is not a review of the plugin, but it's incredible. There's a high price tag, but in my opinion, if you're running Mac and you want just incredible piano sounds, keys sounds, Keyscape will give them to you. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm this, and let's add another plugin to Sound Module 2. What better companion to Keyscape than Spectrasonics Omnisphere, an incredible synth plugin. If you've not heard of Omnisphere, you've absolutely heard tons of presets from it. You just didn't realize that's where they were from. Omnisphere is so powerful. It's incredibly fun and inspiring to do sound design inside of this plugin, and it's awesome to be able to use it in a live environment through Sunday Keys. So there are literally thousands of presets inside of Omnisphere, but I'm going to filter this down, make it a little quicker. Let's go to pads and strings, and we'll just try a couple. Every sound in Omnisphere is huge. See what I mean? Let's see, I'll scroll down a little bit. I know that I love this warm pad. It's just great for worship music. Nice. So we'll hit confirm here. Now we've got our Omnisphere pad and Keyscape. Sounds incredible already, but we can thicken it up a little bit more. I'm going to pull in a Rhodes style EP from the Sunday Keys library. We'll go down here to this lush variant of the tiny Rhodes. I just want to layer it in with that acoustic piano, let that sit on top, and just add a bit of chime. Nice. Now, almost all the sounds inside of Omnisphere have something built into the mod wheel. I think this pad has brightness. So you might be wondering, why would I choose to host my plugins inside of Sunday Keys versus any of the other plugin hosts out there if I'm on Mac? And I think one of the most powerful things that only Sunday Keys can do is save patch snapshots with custom snapshot transitions. So let me show you what I mean. Let's build this out with just a pad to start, and then we'll bring in our piano and we'll increase the brightness via the mod wheel just a touch. And then lastly, as we build up, we'll bring in that EP, increase the volume of the pad, and bring up the brightness of the pad a little bit more via the mod wheel as well. And then this last one I want to be kind of a slow burn. So I'm gonna right click, choose Customize, turn on Use Custom Settings, and let's just have this happen over time. I'm gonna go down here, say let's make this really slow, about 10 seconds. Click out of this window. So now we can go here and just start off our worship song. Just pad. Hit snapshot 2. And here comes our big build. There's just no other plugin host available that does this kind of stuff, and it really opens up all sorts of new potential for the way you use plugins that you already love. And this is really only possible in Sunday Keys. I'm really excited about this part of the video. I want to share with you the top 5 AUv3 plugins that I love right now, and we're going to build a patch together inside of Sunday Keys that uses all of these incredible plugins. Let's start with this really cool plugin called Pianoteq. Pianoteq does not feature samples. It's all real-time physical modeling synthesis that delivers really nuanced and dynamic expressive recreations of piano sounds, electric piano sounds, and tons more. And you can actually download Pianoteq 8 from the App Store for free and try it out in demo mode. You get pretty much full access to all of the sounds inside of Pianoteq with some limitations. Audio will drop out occasionally and some notes won't produce audio, but it's a great way to get the full experience of what Pianoteq can do without having to put any money down. Then if you find a particular model instrument that you really love, you can just purchase it and it'll be ready to use within the app. Now, because Pianoteq is all physical modeled, no samples involved, that means you can actually have a unique response for all 127 steps of the velocity curve. Pianoteq does all sorts of other cool things with modeling string resonance and some crazy stuff that would just be really hard to replicate with samples. This is the starting piano sound. It's a Steinway Model D replication. Check it out. Now, because this is physical modeling, you have in-depth control over pretty much any nuance you could think of. You can adjust the action, the mallet bounce, different effects for the notes. You can actually add effects to the piano inside of the plugin as well, and you can adjust the velocity. But this is just the starter instrument. There's tons and tons of different sounds inside of Pianoteq, and you can demo them all for free. Let's go here. There is this upright that I think is really cool. Show you this one. We can try it out in demo mode. Really cool, very responsive, nice realistic release. Pianoteq is also a very efficient plugin. All the processing is happening on CPU and it's not bogging down your RAM by loading tons and tons of samples. So we've got Pianoteq. Next, I want to show you a really cool hybrid synthesizer called ButterSynth. I'm going to load it in here through third-party plugins, ButterSynth. And I'm going to expand the visuals so we get this nice full screen view. Now, ButterSynth is a hybrid synthesizer. You can use wavetables, you can use sample-based synthesis. It also offers FM and granular synthesis. So it's quite a powerful plugin with lots and lots of sound design potential. Right out of the box, you just have this basic saw. Let's just go through a couple presets. Try this one. Woo. Really cool. Let's see if we can filter this down and go to pads. Just try a couple here. How about breathy pad? Ooh, that's cool. About memories. Ooh, that's a nice dark pad. How about this string pad? One more we have to try, I see here, is Sunday pad. Okay, I see it like a church organ. Let's go back to this string pad for now. So I think that's gonna layer really nicely with our piano. So let's see where we're at with these two. Very nice. The next plugin I want to show you is a really interesting one. It's called Decent Sampler. Decent Sampler was created by a guy named Dave Hilowitz, who's become a pretty popular YouTuber over the last couple years, creates a lot of content around sampling. He has this plugin called Decent Sampler where he puts all of his own sound design work, and he actually has a little bit of a store as well where other people have started releasing their sound libraries for Decent Sampler. But you can download Decent Sampler for free. It's available on iPad and Mac, so if you use Sunday Keys on Mac, this is a great plugin to jot down for yourself. The great thing about Decent Sampler is that you can try out tons and tons of free demo versions of these sound libraries. So if you just want to browse around and see what's available, Decent Sampler is a great option for that. So I've already got some stuff that's downloaded. I'm going to go to my file browser, and you can see I've got a few different, these are mostly the demo versions here. Let's try this one and load it in. And we can see the different presets that are available. We'll just start at the top. Cosmic Clones. Oh, this is cool. This is Interlaced. It's a sound library that they put together. Another YouTuber named Venus Theory and Dave Hilowitz worked on this, and it features samples that were re-recorded through old VHS tapes. Again, just nerdy sound design guys that I really love. That's cool. Super retro, print a pad. That's awesome. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I really love this lead sound. Let's stick with this for now. Let's put this in the right hand. My next favorite plugin is how we started this video. It's King of Digital from the folks at Audiokit. The folks at Audiokit are incredible open source developers, and they also release their own instrument plugins. King of Digital is their newest plugin. I think it's $20 in the App Store, and it is absolutely worth the cost. It is full of hundreds of incredible digital PCM sample-based synths that sound super 90s, but also tons of really awesome 80s inspired analog sounds. And it's really just a joy to tweak and try different things inside of this plugin. I find it really interesting, fun, and easy to use. There's all sorts of crazy stuff in here too. Got some pianos, different sorts of synths. You've got the Seinfeld bass. And all sorts of just interesting, sort of vintagey kind of sounds. Let's see what these are like. Got some drums. Let's try this. Yeah, this Rhodes is really nice. Let's stick with that padded Rhodes sound. One more favorite plugin to show you. This is called Tal Uno LX. It is a faithful virtual recreation of the classic Juno synthesizers of old, and it sounds awesome. It faithfully recreates every feature of the original Juno 60 and Juno 106 synthesizers and adds tons of modern flexibility and control as well. You can get great analog sounding pads out of this, synth brass, synth bass. It's really fun to work with the Sunday Keys arpeggiator and sequencer with this particular plugin because there's all sorts of cool pluck sounds. It's just a really inspiring and sort of tactile experience to work with this plugin. And if you wanted just like one vintage synthesizer plugin that you could just design your own sounds within, I think this is an incredible option. Let's try a few presets. There's a built-in arpeggiator, and of course that's going to sync to the BPM inside of Sunday Keys. add a bit of reverb to this awesome string pad just to soften it out just a touch. I'm gonna go to space verb, increase the size, add a bit of modulation, and increase the wet amount. We still wanna let those lows through. There we go. And then I'm gonna EQ this just a touch, take out some of that around 1K. Leave a little bit of space for the piano, for the vocals. All right, now let's build this whole patch back in and see where we ended up. Filter this down just a touch. There we go. Let's add an octave MIDI effect to this piano. And maybe a little bit of stereo delay. Tap the tempo. Plugin hosting inside of Sunday Keys will open up an entire new world of creative potential. To be able to combine the core Sunday Keys library with any other audio unit plugin you can find that runs on your device is going to be incredible. And the plugins I've shown you today are just the start. We're excited for you to begin to explore this rapidly expanding ecosystem of plugin developers for iPad, and there's thousands and thousands of incredible audio units available on Mac. So, just to recap, when plugin hosting is released, you'll need to update to the newest version of the app in the iPad or Mac App Store. If you'd like to make use of plugin hosting, you'll need to keep an active Sunday Keys license associated with your account, and then download plugins that you want to use to your device. Anytime you install a new plugin, make sure that you restart Sunday Keys afterwards, and it will be detected when you start that new app session. So here's the big question: when is plugin hosting going to be available? Well, if you've watched these videos before, you may have already guessed it is available right now. Version 1.5 of the app is now in the App Store. If you use auto updates, you'll receive this update sometime within the next 6 days or so. If you want to update now, you can just head to the App Store, search for Sunday Keys, and hit update to download and get started with plugin hosting. We know folks have been asking for this feature for a long time, and trust me, we have been thinking about and working on it for a really long time too, so we cannot wait to see what you create and how you explore this powerful, game-changing new feature inside of the Sunday Keys app. Thanks for supporting us here at Sunday Sounds. It's what makes it possible for us to do what we do, and we would not exist without you. Have fun checking out plugin hosting inside of Sunday Keys. This was pretty cool. It's a little bit odd looking, but it's great sounding. It's kind of an older plugin, but it sounds great. If you want a full drawbar organ inside of Sunday Keys and you like to tweak everything, this is a great plugin. It's called VB3. Here's another popular piano. It's called Ravenscroft 275. This is a sample-based one. It's really nice. That's cool.